Hi class. For the next 3 weeks, we're going to be completing this 10,000 hours infographic project. So let me talk a little bit about what that actually means. So best-selling author Malcolm Gladwell coined the phrase the 10,000 hour rule, which basically describes approximately 5 years of comprehensive attention to a particular practice. So let's take guitar, dance, medicine, graduate studies. So within particular disciplinary domains, experts master their subject matter by dedicating over 10,000 hours, refining their skills, learning complex ideas and concepts, solving interesting problems, and performing their knowledge in meaningful social contexts. So the objective of this assignment is to reflect on the last 10,000 hours you've dedicated to your literacy education, professional development, and personal growth. For the past 4 years or 5 years at IC, what has mattered to you? So this is basically echoing William Deresiewicz in the book Excellent Sheep, where he asks students to think about the problems that they care about, think about the issues that matter to them, rather than focusing on padding your resume. And so where did you invest most of your time and attention? So to answer these questions, one method you can use is an audit of your transcripts and resume, which provides a snapshot of your educational values, interests, and goals. So there's a reason why you've picked the classes that you've picked, why you picked the major that you picked, why you picked the CLA that you picked. And so for the second half of the semester, the goal is for us to be intentional and mindful of the choices that we've made and how they reflect our values and interests. And for some, it may reflect the values and interests of our parents or our community or of history, okay, and what history expects of us, especially if we feel that pressure. And so here's just a few examples of some of the infographics students have created in the past. So I'm just opening up a sample 2, for instance. So this is by one student, 10,000 hours. And so she bullet points here the things that matter to her, and she uses the infographic and relevant images for us to capture right away her story. And so you'll be submitting your infographic. In addition, you'll be leaving a 2 to 3 minute audio comment that narrates the infographic for us to help make sense of it. And so when you submit the final draft of this, you will include a PDF as well as this 2 to 3 audio comment. And when you submit assignments, as you might already know, there's always an option to leave an audio comment in Canvas. And so that's where you'll leave that 2 to 3 minute audio comment of your infographic. But for now, the first thing we need to do, so by next Wednesday, you will need to go to this Google Doc. And there is on this Google Doc a list of basically a comprehensive list of the various liberal arts questions or various critical thinking questions that every liberal arts college asks of students. And so questions about community, questions about identity, questions about the self and the body, questions about sustainability. Obviously, it cannot possibly include every single list. And some of you have recognized this list because these are the questions from your themes. But I don't want you to focus so much on the theme. It doesn't matter what theme you selected 4 years ago when you were 18 years old. What matters is the concepts and the problems that have interested you, what has basically motivated you to select the courses that you have selected. Okay, so that's what I want you to focus on. So looking at all these questions, selecting any 2 to 3 questions, and then you can see here an example of what I've already completed. So I've always been intrigued by the body and the ways in which the body can be used to inform our learning. And so here I elaborate on this particular question, how the body works, and then I include follow-up questions to that. So these are the things that have mattered to me in the last several years, for instance. And so leave any 2 to 3 comments on this comprehensive list, and then later you can kind of decide for yourself which question you would like to focus on for your infographic, or you can create a composite, so kind of form your own question. So whatever you decide is fine. Okay, so By next week, we are only meeting asynchronously, so we are not meeting via Zoom and we are not meeting in the classroom. This work is just going to be completed asynchronously. So you're going to go onto the Google Doc and you're going to leave 2 to 3 questions. And so that is the work for next Wednesday. Let me know if you have any questions.